Come on, guys, we can do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hakuna Matata.
5, 4. Let me start off. Hakuna Matata. Woo! What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. You're not Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Woo! Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze.
It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's no problem free.
Philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Whoa.
Hi, welcome to Naturally Shauniece. I'm Shauniece, your favorite girlfriend and mom bestie, guiding you through your natural and healthy hair journey and your best mom life. Today, we're taking a break from all things hair and we're getting into some mom life and motherhood. I'm joined here today, as you can see, by, who are you?
The freshman Xavier, man. Stop.
Okay, this is Xavier. Who are you?
Isaiah.
All right, so I'm joined by my kids, Xavier and Isaiah. Xavier is 10 years old, Isaiah is 13 years old, and last night we went to the advanced screening to see The Lion King at the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. Today, we are sharing some of our first thoughts about the Lion King movie and why you should go see this film. What's unique about our video is that I'm really gonna let the kids do most of the talking and give you all the details. Do you guys wanna do that?
Yeah.
Are you up for it?
Yeah.
Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. What are your first thoughts of The Lion King?
1 out of 10, it's a 10. And the movie was really great because the graphics were perfect. Disney made that movie like an exact remake, and that was perfect, but they also added some like twists, surprises, and all of that stuff. Like, it was like one of the best movies I ever saw.
What I liked about the movie is the graphics, of course, like Xavier said, and also the funniness. There's a lot of jokes in there.
Yeah.
Hakuna Matata. And what you could do, or what you might think for a 13-year-old, is that, well, this movie is old, so it might be boring. But that's actually where it could surprise you. It actually has it has a difference between the old Lion King and today's new one. And plus, it's really lifelike. You'll enjoy like the lions and animals.
So for 10-year-olds out here, the Lion King movie was a 10. If you're like 12 and under, I advise you go see this movie. And you will really like it because like it has a lot of action and fighting and mightiness. And there's some parts where it's like a little like emotional, and then it comes out, boom, surprises you at the end. And all the parts are surprising, and then the effects to the movie, like the graphics and everything, the lines are real, everything looks real. And also, my mom cried. That disappointing.
Now that we heard from the kids on their perspective on the Disney Lion King, it's time for me to share the mom perspective. This film is rated PG, and I believe from a mom perspective that is the appropriate rating for this film, primarily because while there is no direct violence or gun violence, bloodshed in it, there are some scary scenes that go throughout the movie. When I say scary, I mean for ages between the ages of 3 and 8 years old. So if you have kids that are 3 and 8 years old who have sensitive eyes and they get scared easily, this may not be the most appropriate film for them, especially if you have children who have nightmares at night. I love The Lion King. I've seen The Lion King on the animated version. I've also seen it on Broadway, and now I'm seeing this updated version from last night. So, in the 2019 version, I believe some of the big questions are, does it stay true to the original animated version in the 90s? And the answer to your question is yes, it does. This film stays true to the original animated version in the 90s, but it also adds some new kind of twists and plot, and I really liked some of the new things that Disney did with the movie. My kids were really enamored by the details and cinematography of what the lions actually looked like. The scenery was beautiful. My kids were flat out enamored with the level of detail and thought that was put into capturing the emotions of the character, to capturing the true essence of like what a lion actually looks like. I love the fact that the Lion King tried to stay true to the actual like biology of lions and their actual ecosystem and environment. So I was just enamored with that. If you're also a mom, you could take away so many lessons and teach a lot of lessons to your kids. You could ask them questions after the film, like, like what do they learn about life and family? Disney stays true to those life lessons that are still applicable today to our kids that you don't lose from the original animated version. When it comes to the movie length, is it a long movie? No, it's not a long movie. It stays within that 2-hour time frame. So again, your kids won't get super tired, especially if you have younger kids. One thing I was really surprised at is that obviously you guys know I have a teenager, and he, sometimes teenagers are really hard to impress. But I must say that my son, who's 13, was very impressed with the film. He said that it stayed true to the actual original film, and it kept his interest throughout the film, even though you kind of knew what was going to happen since it was an adaptation of the animated version. But for him to say that he enjoyed the film, that says a lot, especially coming from a teenager.